Now, this is great news. Westinghouse Electric, the Cranberry-based nuclear firm jointly owned by two Canadian companies, Chemco and Brookfield, announced today, are you ready? Who says things aren't happening? Who says this administration is not getting things done? An $80 billion commitment from the U.S. government to build nuclear reactors in the United States of America. Let me repeat that again. $80 billion commitment from the U.S. government, and the last time I checked, the guy who's the commander-in-chief, holds the highest office in the land, is none other than Republican Donald J. Trump. That's right, Donald J. Trump, to build nuclear reactors where? In the United States of America. So if you were with us last night, I did the deep dive on this whole energy independence thing, and I was wondering how many administrations in my life have talked about energy independence. Well, one thing you can always tell from a newly elected president, they always talk about better health care that first term, and usually it falls short because they get caught up in other things. And, well, just because we have great health care in this country, that seems to go on seamlessly, right? But they all talk about energy independence. So guess how many? Every president over the last 50 years has promised energy independence. But Donald J. Trump, because of the natural gas industry and because of what is happening with that story, and Westinghouse, that brand that we all know and love, back in the day, it was escalators, elevators, refrigerators, and air conditionings and fans and televisions and radios. And of course, this brand in the beginning was once owned by that. You can be sure it's Westinghouse brand. Well, you can be sure that $80 billion that the government's going to give them, that Cranberry-based company, which, by the way, that's just a few miles from where I sit in Green Tree, right outside the great city of Pittsburgh, where George Westinghouse got it started many years ago, is going to be adding to the energy independence equation that the president is trying to accomplish. You know, I don't want to see him go any longer than this term, because the guy will be in his 80s. Everybody deserves a little R&R and downtime because of their sweat equity and actually to watch the grass grow on that golf course, I'm sure. But, man, I hope whoever follows in his footsteps, whether it be a J.D. Vance or my party, Josh Shapiro, which I'm rooting for, they follow the lead. Double down on what you know and what you can do. And you definitely can be sure it's Westinghouse, once again, rising to the occasion that is going to put the nuclear energy industry in the United States of America back on the map. I don't just like it, I love it.